Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Take the pulse of Nebraska Nation. Brought to you by Nebraska Spine Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while, but it's another workout day here on the Carriker Chronicles. Now, today I want to talk about the big boys up front, the big uglies, if you will. That's hurtful. Why do we say that's offensive to call them the big uglies? Why aren't they the big pretties? Because that sounds worse. That's why. Plus, guys like me used to hit them in the face, so now we're all ugly. All right, let's talk about the offensive line. Offense puts butts in the seats. Defense wins games. The trenches wins championships. I've said it 42,989,000 times, and I'll say it again because it's the truth. The offensive line. Can we get back to the pipeline of old? We got some young, talented guys. Okay, all three of these guys have started in the past. All three of them started together in the Rutgers game just right off the top. Okay, they were freshmen a year ago. I'm going to be honest with you with the COVID eligibility rules. I don't know what they are this year. I don't know if they're sophomores or freshmen again. Anyways, doesn't matter. It will in a couple years, but not right now. Turner Corcoran, Ethan Piper, and Bryce Benhart, all physically talented guys, all guys who look good in that Rutgers game, albeit against Rutgers. And I know that Bryce Benhart and Turner Corcoran are projected to start at the right tackle spots. Ethan's going to have a great opportunity to earn playing time at that guard spot. Now, Greg Austin, when you talk to the offensive line coach, Greg Austin, we'll talk about bang, clanging heads for every day for 4 years. Coach Austin, my former teammate, Oklahoma drill, one-on-one pass rush. We went against each other quite a bit. I won more than he did. But anyways, of course, if he says, if you talk to him, he might say otherwise, but he's lying. So when I talked to Coach Austin, here's what he said. He said he feels like they have 9 legitimate guys in that offensive line room who can legitimately play and compete and give them an opportunity to have success up front in the Big Ten Conference. And I asked, well, okay, how many did you have year one when you got here? And he said, honestly, 3, maybe 4. So that's obviously a lot better. So they got a little bit more depth, and he's got more confidence in the linemen in that offensive line room going forward this year. He also, just the culture within that room itself has improved a lot, even from just last year. Okay, sometimes talented guys leave and the culture goes up. You can put that together. All right, Bill Moose, AD, is obviously very confident. He said, we're in a position now where we can line up physically against these people, talking about Big Ten opponents. All right. Center Cam Jurgens, obviously a very talented guy. Okay, they moved him from tight end to center. He had some snap issues the first couple of seasons. Those appear to be behind him. Physically, very talented. The coaches have loved him since day one. He's one of the top 3 or 4 performers on the Husker Power Performance Index, all right, which is how they test the 10-yard dash, the 40-yard dash, the vertical jump, squat, clean, all that good stuff. Top 3 or 4 performers on the entire team. His vertical jump was redonkulous. He has a better vertical jump than a lot of the skill position guys. And, you're like, well, what's wrong with the skill position guys? I think they're actually okay. I think his vertical and his explosion that he has in his legs is just really, really good. At least I hope that's the case. All right, now, he is set up to potentially have a big individual season. Hopefully that will carry over to the whole offensive line, the whole offense, and the whole team. But keep your eye on Cam Jurgens to potentially have a big year. I've defined potential, or at least my definition of potential in the past, the ability to do great things, but you haven't done it yet. That's where he is right now going into this season. He's got that potential. I can't wait to see what happens with Cam Jurgens. Matt Stickterman, now he started a guard in the spring game. He's in the midst of a battle for that starting guard spot. But he started in the spring game. That job is up for grabs. We'll see what happens. Now, if you just start to look at the height that we have on the offensive line. Now, height can lead to other things, okay? You get longer arms, which is a longer reach. You get bigger frames, which gives you the ability to put on more mass and muscle in the weight room and things of that nature. The average Power 5 offensive line signing of the past 3 years is 6'5". Nebraska's average offensive line signing has been 6'7". Okay, now when you watch them and you look at this team in the weight room, they look better, or they look different and better than they have ever since Frost has been here. You notice the difference, especially on the offensive line. They look taller, bigger frames, and they look bigger. Now, they're probably putting together one of the biggest offensive lines in the Big Ten. Now, let's talk about some of the things I've seen. That spring game was really hard to gauge. It was two-hand touch. In the first half, it was 1s and 2s versus 3s and 4s. That's really hard to gauge. But here's what I did see. If I'm being honest, the potential is there, but I wasn't overly impressed in that spring game. But it is really hard to gauge, but I wasn't. There were some running lanes that were there. Okay, better than they've been in the past. I did feel, however, they had a little bit of a hard time protecting Adrian Martinez. Now, he's our best quarterback, and he's had a little bit of a history of getting banged up. We don't have a clear-cut backup. You obviously got to protect your quarterback. So hopefully the running lanes persist and the quarterback protection improves, at least from a consistency standpoint. They have good size. The coaches have confidence, okay, more than they ever have had in the offensive line. at least to date. The potential is there, but I've said that in the past. Potential, the ability to do great things, we haven't done it yet. I'm cautiously optimistic that this could be the best offensive line they've had in recent years, but I've said that before. The potential is there. I'm cautiously optimistic, but all that matters is what happens on game day. Everything leading up to that affects game day, but all that essentially matters is what happens on game day. I want to see it come to fruition. Go Big Red. Go Bones.
Thanks again to our sponsor, Nebraska Spine Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's your spine, you do not want to mess around, and experience matters. That's why you can trust the experts at Nebraska Spine Hospital, the region's only spine-specific hospital. They are the best at what they do.